feel weird though standing up? Pardon me. It's like strange. It's like the school teacher's like, well, I'm going to stand up here and interview you while you all sit on your benches. So let's kind of like, get things down to the level. Do me a favor. I know you guys had a great piece in NME a couple of months ago when the album came out. And there was a great story that I want you to tell. I want you to tell the story. You went back to the site of one of your first gigs, and I want you to tell. Any of you can jump in and tell it. Well, I guess, no, you can't, Joff. Haha, no microphone. But you can tell the story of the first gig, one of the first gigs you guys played. There was an Elvis impersonator involved, or something like that. I found it to be fascinating. And I don't think a lot of people here are familiar with the story, so if you could tell it, that'd be great.
Well, we played a fair few awful shows in our time, and we used to play open mics down in North London, and you get some kind of unusual characters down there sometimes, and we played a show at this Irish pub, which is like round the corner from my house, and I think you could say we were supporting an Elvis impersonator who had made a brief appearance on X Factor as well, actually. Oh. So you can kind of gather. And we were playing it was just, there was about 5 people in the audience, less people than here. So this is a good show for us. And I remember being, halfway through a song and singing and Joff playing the guitar, and a man came up to us whilst we were mid-song and asked me if he could have a cigarette outside. I was like, yes. And so yeah, we did a fair few of those shows. But.
It's paying your dues, right? I'm picturing too. If it was an Elvis impersonator that had been on X Factor, that was probably on the flyer on the pub door. It was like, once appeared on X Factor, famous Elvis impersonator. You got to get through those gigs to get to where you are now, and you guys you've come far well, it seems to us like a relatively short period of time. I'm sure to you guys it seems like it's a little bit longer. Have you had that feeling yet? Have you had whether it's been a gig or a moment, hearing your song on the radio or stepping out on stage? Have you had the moment yet where you feel like, wow, okay, all of the work that we've put in seems to finally be paying off? Or does it seem like that's still kind of a process that's happening for you?
No, I think we've had a few moments like that. Yeah.
Share one or two if you would.
I guess like the album coming out recently was kind of an exciting week, and it did quite well in the English charts, and it was the same weekend as Glastonbury, which is like a really big, I'm sure everyone knows what Glastonbury is.
Yep.
But so that was kind of like a whirlwind of a week, and it was really exciting. And every time we've done tours in the UK, coming over here for the first time to America is a bit of a dream as well. So yeah, it's been little moments.
Very good. Very good. Well, we're excited. You're playing a Radio BDC show tonight at the Middle East, and then I know you're touring again in the when that's a UK tour, though, correct? Or is that going to be back in the fall, too?
October in America.
I bring it up because when we were recording our little DJ set earlier, Ellie, you put some plugs in for your supporting acts.
Yeah.
I wanted you to mention them because it's by way of, clearly these are bands that you're excited about. I know one of the bands is a band that you guys have shared bills with before. It's kind of part of the North London scene that you guys came out of. But mention a couple of these acts that that are supporting you guys when you tour in the fall, and talk about them so people can go find out about them as well.
Yeah. Well, one of them is actually playing with us tonight at the Middle East. Is it called
Middle
the
East?
Middle East?
Yeah, it's called the Middle East. Yeah.
And they're from Buffalo. Which we spent one night there actually and got some wings, of course, and they're really cool. They're called Made Violent, and they're 3 young boys, and they play kind of early Kings of Leon strokes kind of music.
Very good.
They're a good live show. And then the other band is from England, in the north of England, and they're called Drench, and they play dark, kind of heavy doom kind of music. It's good. We like it. Yeah. It's good to play with bands who play heavy and exciting stuff because it really psychs you up for your shows.
Do you prefer to do that to share bills with bands that don't necessarily have the same sound that you have, so that there's a little bit of variety? I know a lot of times in the past, at least, you tend to see, if you go to a hardcore show, you're going to see a whole bunch of hardcore bands. But if you go to a Wolf Alice show, you can see some different sonic styles.
I think they sound totally different. That's the thing. We all like to play energetic sets, but musically it's very different, I think.
Well, I would even say musically, you guys are different from song to song. I mean, listening to your album, it's a tough nut to crack, and it's a good thing, because I can't listen to your debut album and say, oh, they sound like X or Y, or this would fit into this particular genre or not. From song to song, there are these kind of huge sweeping changes to what you guys do. which again, I think that's brilliant and excellent, and kind of the way things should be moving musically anyway, kind of moving away from putting things in boxes and labeling things and such. I know we need to do that as humans to kind of organize things and categorize things, but it's also nice to hear a lot of that. Talk just before we wrap up. Talk a little bit about. I know it's we kind of talked about this earlier. It's like I don't want to be the guy who asks the process question, but in this case, it makes sense because where does that come from? Is there a different songwriting process that yields different styles of songs and sounds for you guys?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a number of reasons, really. I mean, having 4 songwriters in the band means sometimes, someone comes with a fully formed song, and that's going to be totally different from another song which started as, a jam in the rehearsal room or something like that. So that's going to set different tones and whatnot. But then also I think we draw inspiration from lots of different things, and we're open-minded, and we grew up not just listening to one genre. We weren't all just listening to punk bands and grew up wanting to be in a punk band. We listen to everything, we're
classic rock.
Classic rock. Yeah, that's
little inside joke.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks.
No, yeah.
And Joel, you wrote Swallowtail. Is that correct?
Yeah, I did. Well, I wrote what eventually became
yes.
a little bit.
Just as an aside, listening to that made me feel like the first time I listened to Smashing Pumpkins. Like it was
sick.
Which I don't know if that's a compliment for you or not.
No, I do.
Okay,
I like
good.
early
But
Smashing Pumpkins.
I mean,
It's
really, just to single out one song off the album, that was one that kind of hit me. I was like, wow, this takes me back. Have you written your song a day today? I know that you're a guy who likes.
I did say that once. I feel like an idiot for saying that now.
Oh, now
a few people have mentioned it to me, and I haven't.
Okay.
It was just.
You're not writing a song a day anymore.
No, I don't even know what.
Lazy bones. Lazy bones.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just joking. Guys, please give it up for Wolf Alice. A fantastic performance, a great chat, live in session here on Radio BDC. Thanks again to Shock Top. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you at the Middle East tonight.